A bill has been passed both in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, taking the powers of the government of Delhi. Is it a controversial bill? Whether the parliament or the government of India should have done this? Is there any power that is left with the government of Delhi? Does the bill go against the verdict given by the Supreme Court of India? So, my name is Anuj Sharma and today we'll be discussing about the new bill that has been passed by the Parliament of India with context to the powers of the government of Delhi. So, the bill that is in news is basically with regard to the powers of the government of Delhi. Now, if you see the current status of Delhi, what we see is that the Delhi's current status is basically derived from 69th Constitutional Amendment Act 1991. This particular Amendment Act included or introduced two articles, that is Article 239AA and 239BB. With regard to this particular Amendment Act, what it did was that it created UT of Delhi with the Legislative Assembly. And moreover, there was an administrator who was designated as the Lieutenant Governor. Now, this Lieutenant Governor had to work on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. That there shall be Council of Ministers to aid and advise the Lieutenant Governor. जैसा कि states में होता है कि governor को aid and advice करने के लिए there is a Council of Ministers, and in the union level to advise the President of India there are the Council of Ministers. Similarly, it was said that in the UT of Delhi, where there will be an elected legislative assembly, there shall be Council of Ministers to aid and advise the Lieutenant Governor. Now, this legislative assembly of Delhi was given the power to make the laws on all the state subjects except three. Three subjects of the state list were kept with the parliament, and what were these three subjects? Public order, police and land. These are the three primary subjects which were not given to the Legislative Assembly of Delhi. Now, in Article 239AA Clause 4, which is a very controversial, which is a very distinct provision which led to the problems, that was the debate between the power of the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi and the elected government of Delhi. So, what does this article say? This article says that if in the case of difference of opinion between Lieutenant Governor and the Council of Ministers, Lieutenant Governor has the power to refer the matter to the President. That if there is a distinct opinion or a difference of opinion between the Lieutenant Governor and the Council of Ministers, then the Lieutenant Governor can refer the matter to the Honorable President of India. So this basically became a point of contention that which bills can be transmitted to the President of India, under what conditions the Lieutenant Governor can have the distinct opinion or the different opinion as compared to the CM or the Council of Ministers of Delhi. Now, in 1991, when 69th Amendment Act was passed, alongside that or to supplement that, another act was passed, that is GNCTD Act of 1991. Now, this Government of NCT of Delhi Act 1991 was passed to supplement the constitutional amendment, and this act had three primary provisions, or it included three primary provisions. First was that it included the powers of the assembly. Second was that it talked about the discretionary powers of the Lieutenant Governor, and third, it talked about the duties of the CM to inform the Lieutenant Governor regarding the administration of Delhi. तो अब जो provision में changes किए गए हैं in the government of New NCT Delhi Act of 2021, the new bill that has been introduced, it has been introduced with respect to the changes in these three provisions. Now, what has been seen is that, first let us discuss the background as well, that why this bill is considered to be controversial, or why this bill is considered to be that it will not hold the test of constitutionality if it goes to the Supreme Court of India. Now, in the very famous verdict, the Supreme Court in Government of NCT Delhi case versus Lieutenant Governor in 2018, what did the Supreme Court declare? Supreme Court gave its verdict, and it stated that Lieutenant Governor is bound by the aid and advice of Council of Ministers. The Supreme Court in this particular judgment said that there is an elected representative, elected legislative assembly. The people have elected that assembly, and as India follows a representative or a parliamentary form of government, you cannot say that the lieutenant governor, who is an unelected individual, can hold more powers as compared to the elected representatives. So what did the Supreme Court say? Supreme Court said that the lieutenant governor do not enjoy any discretionary powers. Lieutenant governor has two options. First option is that the lieutenant governor can follow the advice or has to work on the aid and advice of Council of Ministers, and if by any chance the lieutenant governor does not agree to the opinion given by the Council of Ministers, he has to refer the matter to the President of India. Now, in this particular case, the Supreme Court also said that the executive decisions of the Council of Ministers do not need concurrence by the lieutenant governor, and lieutenant governor has no power to overrule the decisions of elected government. That means the Supreme Court said that the elected government has much wider powers than the lieutenant governor. This was specifically implicitly said by the Honorable Supreme Court of India. Now, moreover, the Supreme Court said that if there is a difference of opinion, then the lieutenant governor can send the matters to the president. But which matters can be referred to the president? The Supreme Court said that lieutenant governor can refer any matter. But in this particular case, the Supreme Court also said that any matter does not mean every matter. Any matter does not mean every matter. कि ऐसा नहीं है कि कुछ भी हर day to day decision making भेजने लगे. If there is a distinct difference of opinion, then only you can send the matter to the President of India. Now, in this particular case, the Supreme Court also said that the Parliament should basically, what they should do is that they should clarify the powers of the Lieutenant Governor and the government of Delhi. And this was done recently by the Parliament of India when the new bill was introduced, that is the Government of NCT Delhi Bill Amendment Bill of 2021, which has been passed both by Lok Sabha and by Rajya Sabha and is waiting the assent of the President of India. Now, what are the salient features of this particular bill? Now, this bill amends section 21 of the original bill. Section 21 of the bill deals with the restrictions on laws passed by the Legislative Assembly concerning certain matters. The original bill talks about these ideas, or the section 21 talks about the matters that are the powers of the Legislative Assembly. Now, what does the new bill say? The new bill says that the government referred to in any law means Lieutenant Governor. That means it is not the Council of Ministers, but the powers are majorly with the Lieutenant Governor. So what has been said is that from now onwards, wherever the word government has been written with regard to the matters or the laws passed, that would mean the Lieutenant Governor. So there is a change in the power between the government and the Lieutenant Governor. Second amendment is done in section 24. Section 24 of the original bill talks about the assent of the bills. Now, the new bill of 2021, what does it say? It says that it requires that LG, Lieutenant Governor, to reserve bills for the President that incidentally cover any of the matters outside the purview of the powers of Legislative Assembly. That means it gives the power to the Lieutenant Governor to reserve the matters for the President. Now, as per Lieutenant Governor, if any matter is outside the purview of the Legislative Assembly, then the President, then he can reserve it for the President of India. Now, what will be those matters? Nothing has been clarified, nothing has been written. So, it entirely depends upon the discretion of the Lieutenant Governor to decide that whether this matter falls within the purview of Legislative Assembly or not. That means if the Lieutenant Governor feels that all these matters fall outside the purview, then the Lieutenant Governor can reserve as many matters as he yields for or as he wishes for. Another amendment that has been done is with regard to section 33. Section 33 of the bill talks about the conduct and the procedure in which the assembly has to function. Now, each and every assembly in India has the power that they can make their own rules and regulations or the conduct for the business of house or the conduct for the functioning of the assembly. Now, the new bill says that the rules must be consistent with the rules of conduct of Lok Sabha. That means the Legislative Assembly of Delhi has to follow those rules and procedures which are followed in the Lok Sabha. एक तरह से आइडेंटिटी ही खत्म कर दी है इन्होंने लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली ऑफ दिल्ली की. Another basically provision or amendment that has been done is basically that all executive decisions of the elected government should be under the LG's name. This is said by section 44 of the original bill. Now what has been said in the new bill is that Lieutenant Governor's opinion has to be taken before making any executive action on the decisions of Council of Ministers. That means इफ यू सी हमने सुप्रीम कोर्ट के पावर में क्या पढ़ा था, वर्डिक्ट में क्या पढ़ा कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट बोल दिया कंकरेंस जरूरी नहीं है. यहां पे इन्होंने क्या बोल दिया, यहां पे इन्होंने बोल दिया कि कोई भी फैसला लेना है तो उसके लिए काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स जो हैं दे हैव टू बेसिकली टॉक टू द लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर ऑफ Delhi. So basically the bill takes away maximum of the powers of the Legislative Assembly or the government of Delhi and gives the power majorly to the Lieutenant Governor, which is primarily against the idea of the constitution or the idea of the elected government, and is also against the powers or the verdict that has been given by the Supreme Court of India. Many of the opposition members walked out of the opposition and said, walked out of the parliament and said, this is not cooperative federalism or the collaborative federalism, this is nothing but coercive federalism. And the action taken by the state is, the government of India is against the idea of federalism and the idea of the Constitution of India. So that is it for today's lecture, and let us see that when the matter if the matter goes to the Supreme Court of India, and what does the Supreme Court of India decide. So that is it from our side. Thank you very much. All the best. Be safe. Happy Holi.